Hey preschool coaches, welcome to week 13. A couple of little housekeeping things before I get started with our warm-up video today. So this is week 13. It is fall into fall week. We are doing this theme for 2 weeks. So this week and next week, fall into fall. The theme after that is Turkey Ta-Da. And if we're on Turkey Ta-Da, you know what that means. We're getting ready for routines. So you have exactly 3 weeks before we start routines. 2 weeks of fall into fall and 1 week of Turkey Ta-Da. Then will be Thanksgiving week, and when we return, we will be starting routines. So what I need you to start looking for in this next couple of weeks is the skills that individual children should be doing in their routines that not necessarily the class will be doing. For example, if you have a full class of everyone that can do a front roll over bar, that's fantastic. But if you have one kid who is working on their pullover, that needs to be in their routine instead of the front roll. You're welcome to take notes on these. You're welcome to use your checklists that will be in the back. If you have any questions about this, please come to us. You're not required to do a checklist. Please understand that. You are not required to do a checklist on your preschool class. But if you want to do one to help you understand what individual skills would need to be included in their routines instead, you are welcome to do one. So as you start looking at your classes as a whole and the individuals inside of each class, please notice their skill level. If they can do a handstand on their own, if they can do a cartwheel on their own, then yes, cartwheels can be in their routine. If not, monkey jump needs to be in their routine. So you need to start thinking about it similar to that. What will their routine look like? As I said, no need to panic. You've got 3 weeks to do this. 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. All right, let's talk about week 13, fall into fall. You have a couple of options for your warm-up. We do have a fall dice that has things like roll like a pumpkin, float like a leaf, scurry like a squirrel, grow tall like corn, strut like a, where's the turkey? Strut like a turkey. You are welcome to use the fall dice. We also will have a small parachute out for you. We have a small box full of fun things that can go into the parachute, including soft leaves, and we do have soft pumpkins. Please do not use the pine cones. Use the softer things from the box if you would like to play a parachute game in your warm-up. Another activity for your older kids might be a wheelbarrow race. Also, you can modify this where the adult will hold the legs, go all the way down a cone and come back. Please make sure you are taking that into consideration. Your littles are probably not going to be able to hold each other to do a wheelbarrow race. You may want to choose one of the other activities like the parachute or the dice. The wheelbarrow race, I would suggest only using for your 5-year-olds. If you have any questions, let me know. Enjoy fall into fall week.
Hey preschool coaches, let's jump right to it for fall into fall. First, we're going to go through some floor. First station, we've got a springboard, so we're going to start building up to some dive rolls. They're going to take one jump, hands down, and roll. Feel free, they can do another forward roll on the brown mat through the pumpkins if they would like. Next, we have some waiting stones where they can wait their turn. And we're going to come to our horse kick. Hands down, feet up. Make our way to our wall crawl station. So hands down, feet up the wall. And then we have our cartwheel over the rainbow. They've got their foot to match up. They can go on either side, hands down, and then they're going to shimmy their feet across the rainbow to the other side. We have another cartwheel mat here. Again, they can face either direction depending on which way their cartwheel goes. We have another cartwheel spot here. This will be a spotting station. Last, we've got 2 poses to try. They're half moon, which we did last week, because this one was a little tricky, so we're going to revisit it. 1 foot, and then they're going to put their hand on the blue. Next, we have a tree pose, because it's fall. And that's it for floor. Okay, moving on to beam. Again, we're still working our cartwheels. So our spotting station is gonna be on the floor beam, which is gonna be our cartwheel facing either direction. So feet go on the yellow dots, hands go on the blue, and they'll cartwheel over. The next beam, they're gonna work either their flamingo pose or their arabesque. You can choose. We're gonna practice our high kicks, cross the beam. Next, they're gonna tuck down and pick some flowers. So they'll walk to the flowers, tuck down, pick the flowers, put them back. Then over here, we're gonna work sideways walks. So step together. Once they come to the blue square, we're going to work our stretch jump and freeze. On the road beam this week, we're gonna try some backwards walks. Walking backwards all the way down the beam. And then last, they get to jump through the leaves. All the way down and back to the beginning. So for bars this week, we have a couple of options depending on what your kids are working on in their class. Spotting station. Over here will be either jump to front support, forward roll down, or if your kiddos are working pullovers, we'll keep working those as well. A high bar this week. We're gonna practice some dismounts. They're gonna jump, grab the bar, and then they're going to release and land in a freeze on the red mat. Next, they can try the monkey bars, so going over the leaves and through the scarecrows. Over here, the younger ones can work our bear walks, or if you have a more advanced class, they can work on their crab walks. So placing their hands behind, pressing belly buttons up to go across the bars. Last, they'll go through the tunnel and go back to the beginning. Next up, we have vault. So spot number one, everybody's favorite, the swinging station. We're gonna swing on the rings. Next, we're gonna practice a run and hurdle. So they're gonna jump over the big block at the end, run down, jump over to 2 feet. Next, they can try either jumping to hands and feet or just to feet. Some stretch jumps. And then we're gonna work on our backwards jumps again. So we're gonna do a backwards skill at the end of the tumble track. Arms up, all the way down. Last, this will be your spotting station. They're gonna go backwards over the barrel, back walkover style, back handspring style. So strong arms, legs over. Last, they can either log roll or front roll through the leaves.